Basically, this second unit is about combinational circuit design. However, with the initial two topics, you had the minimization techniques in it. So now we shall see very few basic circuits with this combinational circuit design. Okay, just the basic introduction and things. So basically, any digital logic circuit can be classified as combinational circuit or sequential circuit. Sequential circuit. So in case of combinational circuit, this is a circuit without any feedback, and it has simply the logic gates, that is interconnection of logic gates. Whereas in case of sequential circuit, you have feedback. There is some feedback loop, and the circuit may be designed using, even though we have the logic gates in the further design of this latches or flip-flops, you will be using any of these two in the design. So these are the basic building block of a sequential circuit, either a latch or a flip-flop, or simply a combinational circuit with feedback. If you are going to have such a circuit, we call those as sequential circuit. Based on the type of the building blocks you have, you can further classify the sequential circuit as synchronous and asynchronous, not just based on the type of building block you have. It is necessarily on the timing, how the output changes when your input changes. So we will see that in the third unit. Let us not worry about that now. So now let us see about the combinational circuits. So combinational circuits, as I mentioned, you have combination of logic gates and you don't have any feedback. So in order to show a simple block diagram, you have some n input variables, and there is some circuit design over here. So that is interconnection with respect to logic gates. So you have something over there, and then we have m output variables. This m can be equal to n, or it can be greater or less than. That is not a problem for us. Okay. So to design a combinational circuit, first thing what we do is, so let us say design procedure. So first thing is to understand the problem statement. So only after understanding the problem statement, so you need to know what you are actually going to design. So only after that we can proceed. So once you understand the problem statement, understand the problem statement. So only after understanding the problem statement, we can decide what the circuit is going to do, and based on that you can decide upon the input and output variables. So the next thing what we do is name, identify, and name the input and output variables. So you need to first identify how many input variables you need and how many output variables you need. After that, you name them. Okay. So after naming this, we give the truth table for this. So truth table is something where you have the, that is, you have all possible input combinations in the table and the corresponding output. Okay, that is what we have. So now after writing the truth table, we find the minimized Boolean expression for the output variables. Okay, and then we draw the logic diagram. So that is what we do. Okay, ma'am. So let us start with simple adder circuits. Okay, so for arithmetic operation, the basic arithmetic operation we perform are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So we will be seeing each of the digital circuits for these purpose. So first let us see with respect to add. So first let us say design an adder circuit which gives the sum of 2 bits. Okay, so the circuit is to take 2-bit input. Let us say this is x and y, and I want the sum. Indirectly it implies I need both sum as well as carry. Okay, okay, well, the total sum, even if we say it as the total sum, there is a actual sum part and the carry or the n carry part thing. So we name it this way. Okay, so this is our problem statement. We have to design a adder circuit which gives sum of 2 bits. So this implies I have 2-bit input. So I have considered the input variables as x and y. So this is 1 bit and this is the second bit. And the output is the sum and carry. So let us name it as sum and carry itself, or let us give it as S and C. So now we have named the variables. Next thing what we need to do is we need to draw the truth table for this. So we have x and y. These are our inputs and sum and carry. This is my output. So the possible input combinations 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. Okay. For any n number of inputs, so if you are having n inputs, you have 2 power n possible input combinations. So which is written in the table in binary form as 0 to 2 power n minus 1. Okay, that is what we have written over here. So 0 plus 0, it is going to give me a sum 0 as well as carry 0. 0 plus 1. So this will give me a sum 1 and carry is 0. 1 plus 0. This also gives me a sum 1 and carry 0. 1 plus 1. So 1 plus 1 implies in binary addition, you are going to get this as 1 plus 1 will give me, that is 2, which is in binary is 1, 0. Okay. So in this, the least significant part is considered as the sum and the most significant part we call it as the carry. Okay, well, so this 1 plus 1 will give me sum 0 and carry 1. So now this is our truth table. Now we need to find the minimized expression for the output variables, sum and carry. So for sum, so you can write this as s of x comma y. In writing it in sum of min terms, you have this as summation 1 comma 2 and carry is summation 3. This is what we have, right? Now to find the minimized expression, you can have the simple 2 variable k map So X and Y. So here this is 0, this is M0, this is M1, this is M2, and this is M3. So you are having a 1 in M1 and M2. So you cannot form a group over here because there is no adjacency. So the expression will be X bar Y plus X Y bar, which is nothing but XOR operation of X and Y. Okay. And for carry, you are having a single minterm. So this is going to be X, Y. So this is our M3. So this is nothing but C is equal to X square. Now you can draw the logic diagram for this. So X and Y. So directly I use an XOR gate to obtain the sum. Then I use an AND gate to obtain the carry. So this is our adder circuit which can add 2 bits. Okay. This circuit is also called as half adder. So you will come across the term half adder, full adder we will say. So this is half adder where you add 2 bits. Addition of 2 bits. Okay. So were you able to follow this?
Ma'am, and the sigma 1, 2 and sigma 3 at ma'am, how did you find that out?
This is your truth table, right? So this particular column, this column correspond to that of sum. So this is 0, 0. This is 0, 1. This is 1, 0. And this is 1, 1. So where do you have this sum variable? So that is at 0, 1
Oh,
and 1, 0. So that is summation 1 and 2.
yes.
Similar way for carry, you have it in the combination 1, 1. So that is summation 3.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Next we shall see a circuit which adds 3 bits. So that we call it as full adder. Circuit which adds 3 bits. So let us consider the 3 input variables to be, and in any case a adder is going to give you only 2 outputs, that are sum and carry. That is not going to change in any case. Similarly for subtractor, the 2 outputs will be the borrow and difference. Okay. Only the number of input variables change. The outputs are going to be 2 always. So here as we are having 3-bit input, let us consider the input variables to be X, Y and Z. Okay, we often come across this as any one of the variable will be given as input carry. In some cases they will mention it this way, but let us not worry about this now. You just consider the 3 input variables and we shall do it. Okay, so first let us write the truth table for this. So X, Y and Z are my inputs, then sum and carry, S and C. So I give all the possible combinations. So you are having 3 input bits. So 2 power 3 combinations you have, right? So 2 power 3 is 8. So from 0 to 7, you need to write the input combination values. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1, 1. These are the possible combinations. Now here we are going to perform addition. So just see to it, that is, you are going to perform 0 plus 0, the result will be added with this z, okay, for easier understanding. So 0 plus 0 is going to give me sum and carry 0. Now here 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 1 is sum is 1, carry is 0. Then 0 plus 1, sum is 1, carry is 0, then it is added with 0. So this is also a 1, 0. Then 0 plus 1 and carry 1. So here next we have x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0. So 1 plus 0 is a 1 and then plus 0. So my sum is 1 and carry is 0. Next we have 1 plus 0 gives me a 1. Then again it is added with 1. So 1 plus 1 will give me sum 0 and carry 1. Then 1 plus 1 gives me sum 0 and carry 1, which is added with 0. So here you have 0, 1. Then last we have 1 plus 1, which is going to give me sum 0 and carry 1, which is added with a 1. So you will be having sum 1 and carry 1. Okay. So this is my x, this is my y, and this is my z. So this is how we do the truth table for this. Now writing the expression sum of min terms for the sum and carry. So here you have ones in 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, and 1, 1, 1. For the sum column, you have ones in these positions. So summation 1, 2, 4, and 7. And similarly for carry, it is summation 3, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So now we need to draw the K-map for this. So drawing K-map for this, you have x, y, and z. And this is 1, 2, 4, and 7. So here, if you check, all these terms are individual terms because this cannot be grouped. So your expression is x bar y bar z plus x bar y z bar plus x y bar z bar plus x y z. This is what you have. And for carry, we have zero 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 1 1 1 1 0. So you are having 3, 5, 6, and 7. So here, by using K-map, you need to cover all the ones. So you will be having a first pair over here. So this will give me the term x, z. Then the second pair with respect to these x, y, and this is going to give me yz. Okay. So you have the expression for C to be xz plus xy plus yz. So now you can actually directly draw the diagram with these expressions for S and C. Actually what you can do is, so for the sum expression, you can use 4 3-input AND gates and take the output of each of these AND gates and give us input to a 4-input OR gate. That way you can draw the diagram for sum expression, and for carry expression you can use 3 2-input AND gate and take the output of each of these AND gates and give it as input to a 3-input OR gate. Okay, that is the simplest form of implementing this.